Hey, what's up, all you gems out there? I'm Duuz-Diz-Din, and I'm back with another Steven Universe Future episode review. This time it's episode 12, titled Bismuth Casual. Because it's not a bismuth episode without there being some kind of pun that incorporates bismuth with business. But this is the one of the few episodes that actually makes me not feel uneasy towards the end. And let's jump into it and you'll see what I mean, or I'll explain my reasoning at least. As we see the gang of Stephen, Connie, Bismuth, and Pearl heading out for a night out on the town, specifically the local roller rink. And this is seen as an opportunity for Bismuth, who doesn't really interact with humans that often. She mostly sticks to gem kind. Pearl is trying to get her to go outside of her comfort zone and mingle in with humans for the most part. Because Pearl's all about that. She used to be the one gem who never really wanted to interact with humans, and she's kind of become a social butterfly for the most part. She's a mom. She's a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Socially active mother type. The kids are off doing their own thing, and so she wants to go out and mingle and be a socialite, basically. Live that lifestyle. So they head to the Starlight roller rink, which gives me flashbacks. There used to be a roller rink in my hometown way back when. I used to love going to that place. It was so much fun. But they head in, and, Bismuth and Steven have never roller skated before. Bismuth, it makes sense, but for Steven, he had so much occupying his time because of the gem stuff, he never really had a chance to actually skate before. Also, shout out to that t-shirt that says he was a skater boy. Love me some Avril Lavigne. Good stuff, but for Pearl, we actually get to see that some of her friends are here. It's just like, wow, Pearl has friends? Jeez. And they're kind of like older, more punky types. They're adults who are probably around their 50s or so, 40s, 50s, maybe just 30s. They're fairly on the older spectrum, but they're not uptight for the most part. The kind of people you probably see just working more casual jobs. You can be really upfront with them. And that's actually kind of interesting. We don't really get to see a grouping of those kind of characters, but that's fun. And, while Pearl introduces her friends to Bismuth, we actually end up running into some of Connie's friends from cram school. And, it ends up being a bit of an awkward situation for Steven as he finds he can't really relate to anything that they're talking about because, well, it's not really his thing. And when he starts having trouble skating, he kind of tells Connie to just go off and do her own thing because he doesn't want to hold her back from hanging out with her friends and having a good time. But Bismuth takes to skating fairly adaptly, and she ends up actually having a good time with Pearl's friends. And to the point where Pearl just feels that, hey, you've got this, you're doing your thing, you're having a good time, I'll be over here continuing to make friends. So I'm loving Pearl in this series. She's become so free. There's no longer that sense that duty is weighing her down, that there's these things that she has to do. So she has to remain this kind of mother hen figure. It's just like she's had her burdens lifted off of her, and now she's just doing her thing. And I love to see it. I really do love to see it. But Connie ends up meeting up with Steven because he's struggling. He is not getting skating whatsoever. And Connie just says, hey, I can just sit down with you. We can just eat some tots, enjoy the atmosphere, just be together. Because, ultimately, Connie hasn't really been spending as much time with Steven as she used to because of cram school. Yeah, she has her friends here, but she wants to spend time with Steven. But Steven feels that, Connie has been doing so much, it would be wrong of her to be babysitting him while he struggles with them. So he pushes her away, says, "Hey, you go have fun with your friends. I'll just be over here doing my own thing." But Bismuth rolls up on Steven, and he mentions the fact that he realizes he doesn't really have much in common with your average human anymore. He's struggling to just make conversation, to get to know people anymore. Whereas Bismuth seems to be just rolling with it. She seems so adept at just being herself. But Business admits that she didn't really come here specifically to make friends. In fact, she had actually only come because she wanted to spend time with Pearl, giving us a bit of solid evidence because it was always hinted that Bismuth and Pearl's relationship kind of went just a scooch bit deeper than we actually knew. But we're starting to really see some proof that, Bismuth and Pearl have this budding relationship. And, it's actually starting to grow and develop. And Bismuth wants to just spend some time with this Pearl who's no longer bogged down by all these secrets. I really am digging this. I'm really digging this depth in Bismuth's character and seeing where she wants to go with her life. So she encourages Steven that, hey, look, I get it. You're struggling. And, Steven even admits he's been struggling for a while now. But Connie came here to be with him. She's always wanted to be with him. There's never been a moment she didn't want to be with him. And, just feeling all self defeated and feeling that that was never the case isn't right. That's unfair to Connie. So she gives him a pep talk and sends him out there to just talk with Connie and make sure that their feelings are known to each other. So after falling flat on his face, Steven admits to Connie that he doesn't want to drift away from her, that he doesn't want to lose her in any sense of the word. And, he admits that he doesn't know how to skate as he feels that, it was just something that he wasn't going to be able to connect with her on. But Connie doesn't feel that way. But this is interrupted when DJ Sour Cream, announces that they're having a skate competition to crown the skater of the day. So Connie has a bit of an idea, and they end up fusing into Stevani, and they bust a move on the roller rink. And much to the delight of everyone, they are crowned the greatest skater of the night. And, they have this great moment. It's very sweet. It's good to see Steven brought a little bit further out of his funk. We're starting to see that with, last episode and this episode. Steven is starting to kind of heal from things. We're not seeing him in his pink Steven form as often. And, we even have a moment where, Connie's friends comment about, yo, that was actually pretty cool how you guys fused and all that. It brings in a bit of interest. And Steven even starts to kind of find a little bit of common ground with Connie's friends, which is just nice to see. Steven hasn't had a real normal boy life, and, he's starting to kind of feel the, what's the word I'm looking for? Feel the strain from that. He's starting to notice the differences, and that's starting to kind of have a little bit of a negative impact for him because he's realizing how much he didn't get to live as a normal kid. Younger Steven was able to brush all of that off, but older Steven is starting to really take a lot of that to heart, and it's nice to see that, that's not the case. He just needs to go out there and just be himself. So they're awarded one song of their choice, and Steven ultimately ends up choosing a song that Pearl really enjoyed on the ride here, which was just a commercial. And this ends up giving Bismuth the perfect opportunity to just have a nice dance with Pearl, which is so sweet. It's so beautiful. It's so kind. It's so nice. I love to see it. And we end on the most genuine smile we've gotten out of Steven this entire season, honestly. Like, Steven has just really been going through the ringer, and it's just nice to see him enjoying himself, at least for now. But tell me your thoughts and feelings in the comment section below. Did you like this episode? Did you hate it? How did you feel about the growing connection between Bismuth and Pearl? What did you think about DJ Sour Cream? And how did you feel about both Pearl's friends and Connie's friends? Did you feel that they suited them? Did you enjoy the interactions? Did you enjoy the characters? And how did you feel about this direction that Steven's been in? Where he's just been really trying his best to just keep people within his life, but not realizing that, hey, like, just because some other people are going off to do their own thing, it's just like, yeah, but that doesn't mean they don't want to be a part of your life anymore. They're always going to be that part of your life. You just can't force them to just be there constantly all the time. Steven had his own thing going, but now that he doesn't, it just kind of feels like he's spiraling a little bit. And it really does make you wonder how far it'll go before he finally pulls out of this spiral. But again, thoughts, feelings, comments in the comment section below. Did you like this episode? Did you hate it? Did you like this review? Leave me a like if you did, or a dislike if you didn't, and subscribe and hit the bell icon as I continue my journey to the finale of Steven Universe. But until then, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.